But my dad and I, it's funny, my dad and I, when I was a kid, I saw him as absent. I saw him as not available. I saw him as not loving. I saw him as all these things. I had a story in my head about my dad, who my dad was and how my dad was showing up from a very particular perspective based on who I was raised by, who I was around, and their view of him and how it was impacting everyone's lives. It wasn't until I was in my 20s that I stopped seeing him as my dad and I stopped seeing him as a person. And when I stopped seeing him as my dad, started seeing him as a person, he became my friend. When he became my friend, I realized I really liked my friend. He's an amazing, he's one of my best friends. The one thing we started sharing as in my adult life, when I released him from the expectation he felt of, why won't you play catch with me? Why won't you do this with me? Why won't you da 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 da? Why won't you da 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 da? When I released him from that, I started to experience the person people told me he was. Your dad's funny, man. Your dad's a really funny guy. And I was like, this never made me laugh. Every time we get on the phone, it's a nonstop laughter from the time I get on to the time I get off. And back to the love piece really quick, and I'll button it up. It's so great now that we have a joke where he says, "Hey man, you know, I don't say that I love you. I don't know where we at with language, but I don't say that I love you shit."
That's old school right there. Old school. They didn't do a lot of "I love yous." Old school did.
So one day we had a moment, right? He loves music. I love music. He's the reason I'm even into jazz music. I'm into jazz. We're talking about jazz. We're talking about old school classic music. And this is like the most beautiful moment of my life. But we bring up greatest like soul singer of all time, female wise. Aretha Franklin comes up. I'm into country music. I'm like, she started in country, right? He's like, country. He's like, no. You got to twist it. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, no, gospel. I was like, gospel? He said, yeah. Go back and listen to Holy Holy. I was like, what's Holy Holy? He said, you've never heard Holy Holy. She has a whole album called Amazing Grace.
Okay.
And it's all gospel tracks. If you haven't heard it, bro, it is one of the most phenomenal.
Okay.
It's phenomenal. It's like, what? So no, I kid you, because I didn't realize it was a cold piece, dog. Like, it's a cold piece. So she has a song called Holy Holy, which is a cover of a Marvin Gaye song. And she sings it at the church. And my dad's like, go put it on. So I put the song on. I had a couple of glasses of whiskey, so I'm already in my feelings. I put this Holy Holy track on, right? And you already know, if God want to be in a moment, he's going to be in a moment. So I got my dad on speakerphone. He's listening to the song. I listen to the song. I'm crying. He doesn't know I'm crying. I'm crying because I'm like, damn, I remember begging for this moment as a kid.
Wow.
And I'm getting it right now at 33. I'm getting that moment. And I know my dad's excited because he's like, hey, you hear the harp in the background? Yeah, he was the only black harpist. Da, 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 da. And then he listens to that. This is the key progression. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. So we have that. Then he makes me listen to this song called Azalea because I told him I love Louis Armstrong.